Hello, my wonderful chickadees. I'm here to give you lesson 100 from your 4th grade math book today. I hope this finds you enjoying the day. I hope that you have a big bowl of ice cream sitting next to you, lots of marshmallows on top, and either a stuffed animal or a pet cuddling with you while you do your work. Okay, so while all that's happening, let's take our names and put the date at the top of the page, shall we? With our handy dandy pencil. Ew. Here we go. Miss Caitlin. Boop, pop, boop. Just like that. All right. Woo! These days can feel like a time warp, right? Like, how long have we been doing this for? Not that long. Okay, so today is changing mixed numbers into improper fractions. What I want you to do is to memorize this formula. I'm going to give you a formula, and this is how it will always be done. Remember how fractions and everything in the mathematics world has a special name for each part. Like addition, you have addend, sum. In subtraction, you have minuend, subtrahend, difference. In multiplication, you have factor, product, or factor, partial product, final product. And then in division, you have dividend, divisor, quotient. So in fractions, all of our parts have names as well, right? You got your numerator and your denominator. Denominator. Numerator's on the top, denominator is on the bottom. Remember, when your numerator is smaller than your denominator, you've got a good, proper fraction. When your numerator is bigger than your denominator, that's bad, that's improper. Okay. Today we're going to change mixed numbers into an improper fraction. A mixed number is a number that has two parts, a whole number and a fraction next to it. That's what we call mixed. Okay, so here is the formula for changing a mixed number into an improper fraction. It's always going to be done this way with these parts of whatever fraction you have. So if you have the formula memorized, you can just plug in the parts and get your answer. The most important part is the formula, not the equation. Okay, so the formula is your whole number times your denominator, all right, plus your numerator all over your denominator. Okay? Your whole number times your denominator plus your numerator all over your denominator. Okay? So in the box, they give this example. They give you the mixed number 1 3/4. Now remember, a mixed number is a number that has two parts, a whole number and a fraction. Okay? So this is the part that goes into your formula. This is your whole number. This is your numerator, and anything labeled D is your denominator, right? So this is your denominator. This is your numerator. Oh, numerator. I don't know if I spelled that right. Anyways, it's very phonetic. And this is your whole number. Okay, the whole number goes here, your denominator goes in two places, here, and your numerator goes there. Whole number times denominator plus numerator all over whole number, okay? Whole number times denominator plus numerator all over your denominator. So I'm going to turn this into a mixed number like so. I'm taking my whole number 1. I like to put it in parentheses. I'm multiplying it times my denominator, 4. And then I'm adding my numerator, which is the number 3 in this case. And I'm putting it all over my denominator, which is the number 4 again. And so it looks like this. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 3 over 4. And one more time, 4 plus 3 is 7. Oh, excuse me. 4 plus 3 is 7 over the number 4. Okay? So this is how you change 1 3/4 into the improper fraction 7/4. That's the example in the box. Whole number times your denominator plus your numerator all over your denominator. Okay, so that's all the information in the box. We're going to do 1A and 1B together. Here we go. 1A looks like this. 1 3/7 equals. And now I'm going to do all of our work in our handy dandy red pen. Here we go. Bum bum bee, bum ba da, boo ba doo ba doo ba da. The one who can do that, he is such a cool cat in the name. Okay. Whole number times denominator plus numerator over denominator. So this is what they want you to do in the book. You take your whole number, put it in a parentheses, 1 times, and you take your denominator and you put it in that parentheses as well. Our denominator in this one is 7. And then we're going to add the numerator, 3. And we put that all over our denominator, which is 7. Okay? And then 1 times 7 is 7. And then I continue copying the equation over 7. Keep my denominator the same. And then I add 7 plus 3 is 10 over 7. Circle it. You go, Miss Kaylin, oh no, it's an improper fraction. Yeah, that's the point. We're changing mixed numbers into improper fractions. This is work we do while we're doing an equation. This will never be a final answer unless if they're asking you to do this as the only step. All right. We're learning how to do math for a larger equation. Remember how the book takes us through baby steps so we can do big things. All right, this is another baby step that we're learning. All right, 1B. Here we go. 1 4/9 equals. That's all they write in your book, right? So you got to do all the rest, and they give you some space. Now it's really important to start writing your numbers smaller. You are absolutely in control of how big your numbers are written. It is completely within your control. They're going to give you however much space that they're going to give you. And you are able to write everything you need to write in that space. It's in your control. Within the parentheses, we're going to do whole number times denominator plus numerator over denominator. Our whole number is the number 1. Our denominator is 9. And our numerator is 4. So we do whole number, 1, times denominator, which is 9, plus the numerator, which is 4, all over the number 9, our denominator. Okay, and then we continue doing the work. We know that 1 times 9 is 9, and then we copy adding our numerator, and then we put it over our denominator, and then we finish the work. 9 plus 4 is 13 over 9, big circle. Okay? I'll do one more with you, and then that's it. I'll do 1C, because I love you. Bah, gah, gah. All right, let me get down on my knees. Can you see me? Okay, yeah. 1C says 1 and 3/11ths. Notice how I'm writing my whole numbers and my fractions the same height all the way across? Okay. Whole number times denominator plus numerator over denominator. Notice how my denominator always stays the same. My denominator always stays the same. My denominator always stays the same. Here we go. In the parentheses, whole number times denominator plus numerator over denominator. This is my whole number 1. This is my denominator 11. This is my numerator 3 all over my denominator. Okay. 1 times 11 is, I hope you said 11. Add the 3 and keep your denominator the same. And then 11 plus 3 is 14. All over your denominator, which has stayed the same the whole time. And then you circle your final answer. Okay, I'd like you to do D, E, and F on your own when the video is over. I'm moving on to section 2, subtract carefully. Because we learned yesterday in borrowing with uncommon denominators that we need to possibly do more work, which we're fine with, because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Philippians 4:13. Okay, I'm erasing this. If you didn't get it all, that's totally fine. Everything in red should go into your book. That's what you should be doing with your pencil, so you know how to do this stuff. If you didn't get it right away and you need more time, rewind the video. I'm going to leave this up here for you. Okay, it's very helpful. I want you to write this in your book. I want you to write this in your book. WN times D plus num over D. Okay, which stands for whole number times denominator plus numerator. No, I wrote numerator. I was like, something is so wrong with this right now. Numerator. Okay, numerator, numerator. Whole number times denominator over numerator. Whole number times denominator plus numerator over denominator. Gosh, I chose the wrong time to give up coffee. Okay, I'm keeping that up there for you. Copy it into your book now. Thank you for trusting me and obeying me. Section 2, subtract carefully. Here we go. The book says 9 and 1/8 minus 3 and 3/4. Now remember yesterday, the first question was, are my denominators the same? Four and 8. My denominators are not the same. Remember, the denominator is the number on the bottom of the fraction. This is 4 and this is 8. They're not the same. 8 is the larger denominator, so we do a few multiples of 8. 8, 16, 24, and then we start to do multiples of the second denominator. 4, 8, 12. They both share the number 8. 8, and 4 times 2 is 8. So I'm going to change my bottom fraction to have the same denominator. How do I change 4 into 8? You multiply it by 2. Times 2 times 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. And 4 times 2 equals 8. And now I move this fraction over. 1 over 8. And now I have 9 and 1/8 minus 3 and 6/8. And so the second question that we asked ourselves yesterday was, do I need to borrow? Well, 1 minus 6 can't be done because the top number is smaller than the bottom one. So I borrow from the 9 and turn it into an improper fraction. All right, so 1 minus 6, you can't do it. We do have to borrow. That's the answer to the second question. I borrow from the whole number. The whole number goes down 1, becomes an 8. I make an improper fraction out of the one that I have borrowed. Because my denominator is 8, I choose to make it 8 over 8. I add it to the fraction I already have. 1 plus 8 is 9 over 8. And I move this one over 6 over 8. I make a big long line like this, a big long line like this. Okay? And now I subtract. Remember, it is borrow, add, math. Borrow, add, math. Okay? We've borrowed, we've added, and now we're going to do some math. 9 minus 6 equals 3. And I bring my denominator down. I do my whole numbers. Don't forget your whole numbers, please. 8 minus 3 is 5. And I check my fraction. 3 over 8. Can I reduce that? No, we're good. So I bring it over here like this. Yeah, and I circle my final answer. 3. Very, very, very good. Okay. I'm going to do 2B, okay? And then you must do 2C, and you must do everything after review because diligent hands will rule, and laziness only brings slave labor. So I don't want you to be a slave. I want you to rule. You're going to do the work. Okay. 2B over here. Can you see me now? Yeah. 2B, 8 and 1/5 minus 7 and 3/10. Can you see that? Very good. Question number 1, are my denominators the same? We check our denominators, that's the number on the bottom of the fraction. 5 and 10. No, they're not the same. So we start to do multiples of the larger denominator, 10, 20, 30. Then we start to do multiples of the smaller denominator, 5, 10. Ooh, sounds like they share the number 10. How do I change a 5 into a 10? I multiply it times. Ooh, I hope you said 2. Yeah. Times 2 times 2. Here we go. 1 times 2 equals 2. And 5 times 2 equals 10. And I bring this one over here like so. And now I see, do I need to borrow? 2 minus 3 can't be done because the top number is smaller than the bottom one. So I borrow from the 8 and turn it into an improper fraction. What? All right, so I borrow from the 8. That 8 becomes 1 less. 1 less than 8 is? Ooh, 7. I hope you said that. I take the 1 I borrowed from the 8. I turn it into an improper fraction. Same number on top as bottom. The denominator we're currently working with is 10. So I make it super easy on myself. I say 10 over 10. I add it to the fraction that currently exists already, okay? Remember, borrow, add, math. 2 plus 10 is 12. I keep my denominator the same. I move my lower fraction over again. Remember, this is minuend fraction. This is subtrahend fraction. I make a big line like this. You gotta butt your eyes like this. You gotta purse your lips like this. You gotta make a big line like this. Okay, 12 minus 3 is 9 over 10. You bring your denominator down. Then you check your whole numbers. 7 minus 7 is 0. Sweet. And then you check your fraction. 9 over 10. Can we reduce that? I don't think so. So I think we're done! Yay! Please, you must reduce all fractions if possible. Say if your answer was 6/8, you would get it wrong. You'd have to reduce it. Okay, 6/8 becomes really quick 1, 2, 3, 3/4. Very good. All right. You gotta do 2C and everything else on this page and everything else on page 182. Remember, diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in slave labor. I don't want you to be a slave. I want you to rule. I want you to rule. All right? In the name of the Lord Jesus, I bless you. From the top of your head to the bottom of your toes, you are strong and able and wise. I thank you for tuning in, and I thank you for doing all of your work. You're awesome. I miss you. All right, I'll see you on the next video.